Hey everybody, how's everyone doing tonight? My name is Bruce, and I'm here with the rest of the crew from Tablebreakers, except for our man who's probably the most knowledgeable about this system, Jade, who is having to take the night off due to an illness. Thanks for showing up. For those that are, Jade will be in the chat tonight, so if you want to talk to him, he's able to respond. It's just that his voice sounds worse than my coffee maker right now.
I don't know. Mine's not much better.
That's the thing. I was want to have a voice off between Baron and Jade. Who sounds like Kermit the Frog the most? Well, Kermit's druggy uncle, Mr. Froggy.
Hi ho, I'm Kermit the Frog. That's about as good as you get.
That was pretty good.
I just wanted to hear Miss Piggy gagging. That's all.
Soup. All
right. Now that we've been kicked off the demonetization, or off, now that we're off the monetization stream. All right, now we can be real about it.
That wasn't a bad word within the first 30 seconds.
No. I was just inferring the fact that maybe Miss Piggy was giving a gargling lesson to the kids out there.
It's all right.
Oh, guess who's not freshly out of cigars today? By the way, I did get this one in the mail.
Okay.
Nice.
Be careful with that.
Nice.
Well, if I die on stream, at least we get a few more views, right?
Forgive me, I'm on my insurance cut policy, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
I didn't mean health-wise. I meant legally.
Our friends in the chat, Jade Tabletop Tavern. Hello, sir. How you doing? Hope you're feeling better next week. We got Climbing That Mountain talking about murder hobos. Where art thou?
They're
I'm early. That's the first.
There.
I'm not a murder hobo. I just play one on TV.
Well, that's fair.
Welcome to the show.
You just play one on YouTube.
Like, hello? Hey, Crafting Gamer, were you the one that was talking about being in Ohio last Friday? When
No,
all
that
this
was probably
started
Squirrel.
going down?
It's probably Squirrel Hermit. He lives right
Squirrel
in the
Hermit. Okay.
thick of things.
If anybody's got a line on how Squirrel Hermit's doing, if he's able to make it away,
Yeah.
let us know.
Watch his videos. He's been doing regular updates, even showing the toxic shit like in his backyard. Basically, I mean, a house and a half away.
It feels like he lives in people.
And then there was another one in Arizona.
And another one in Detroit tonight.
Gee, man. That's
it almost seems like it's a concentrated effort to ruin the nation's railways.
Well, not just that, but, if you look at the voting demographics of the areas,
They're all battleground states. Arizona, Ohio, Michigan. Yeah.
Anyways,
but we had this game
really quick. I truly want to say I feel sorry for the families that those accidents do affect the children and the adults. Outside of that, we're talking about gaming tonight, not some company's problem. I could be wrong though.
Sorry about that. A phone call came from my.
Were they trying to get in touch to you about the warranty that ran out?
More like wrapping up the last bit of a car accident I had a month ago. So
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for my friends.
Murder hobo is a symbol. Yes. Purple worm, purple worm, purple worm. Yeah.
So I've been joking about this, but I actually put pencil to paper today, and I'm going to maybe a one-shot module.
Who are you? Okay. What have you done with Connell?
Right. It's called Cocaine, Escaping from Cocaine Albert Island.
Hey, just a little warning, man. Once you're in the driver's seat, full steam ahead, it's hard to go back.
Once I get this module kind of figured out, I'm going to look at the guys on the panel. It's like, hey, who wants to play some Pathfinder with cocaine?
I'll be okay with that.
Drugs are bad.
As long as there's not Baba Yaga and eating children's, I think we'll be okay. I think you can pretty much do anything you want.
I know. I
Hunger.
set the bar so low.
Yes, you
Look at
did.
my brother from another mother.
Yeah. Hold
Wait,
on.
wait,
We
Why?
got-
We
You
got
really have made it as low as possible.
release
like to say-
Skeletor.
Thank you to Mr. Hungar the Starbarian from all of us at Tablebreakers. Appreciate this. You didn't have to donate, but we do appreciate it. And we've been hoping that you're getting better. And he calls out everybody as nerds, which I'm happy to hear.
Guilty as charged.
All right,
Yep.
really quick, whose ever fire smoke alarm went off, I just want to say that's not the food alarm. If that's going off, your food is done.
I will get right. I will get right on. Ignoring that request right now. So
I say it to everybody. I said Omen out a couple of nights ago. I said it to my ex-wife multiple times.
Why would you do a thing like that?
again, I apologize. I'm trying to finish up some very important stuff right this minute. So
No, listen. I'm in a good mood. I was in a good mood last night. For those who were able to watch Gatekeepers, I was in a great mood,
I noticed.
which is everybody else's problem.
Usually.
Methamphetamines works well in a campaign setting because somebody has to produce it. Plus, if you roll a d20 and on a 1, the building explodes.
Ooh, should I base this in Pekin, Illinois? Or Poplar Bluff, Missouri?
As long as you have like an RV and you're bald, I think you're pretty much set.
Again, drugs are bad, okay?
Unless your doctor writes you a prescription, and you can find those at Walgreens.
Walgreens is not a sponsor of this show, so the words of
chat for you. What's up, everybody? Stopped and say hi. Gonna go back to cooking dinner. I'll catch y'all later.
Hey, what's up,
Alright.
Nathan?
Lab. The list of drugs in Shadowrun is good.
Ooh, yes.
Chronicles had drugs in it. A lot of drugs.
Shadowrun has some great drugs. It has some good bioware and some good cyberware that you can adapt.
oh no.
So I'm going to ask a question. Me and Shadow are going to probably be the guys with the two least amount of time in Exalted. But how did we all really enjoy the game system for Exalted? I'll start with Connell.
I like the concept that with the right setting, it could go in a very balls to the walls type feel to the campaign. You can go through 0 to 60 within a few seconds if the characters built the right way and the storyline goes that way. I do like the ability, the whole feat tree. They're not feat trees. They're what, the charm tree?
Charm trees, yeah.
I thought were amazing. My only downside is I wish I had more time in that world. It wasn't enough. I need some more. And that's my only complaint.
So as the system is presented, Connell, then you would say it was acceptable.
I think that system is more than acceptable. I think that for those who actually like to use the word storytelling, that is probably a system that would benefit you the most. And who else doesn't want to be modeled after a Greek god?
Okay. Shadow, I know this is probably your first time getting involved with an Exalted game. What'd you think about the system?
I have got a lot of thoughts, but I'm going to try and keep it short. Everybody knows I wasn't, like excited to be in the game, but I gave it my best shot. I had a lot of fun. It would have been nice to do a little bit more. A lot of the coolest things were happening by, NPCs, and I would have liked to have been able to, maybe have done some damage or got to use some of the really cool abilities and spells and things like that that I picked out for my character. It could be a lot of fun, but the 2/2 hour increments are really not enough to especially with basically 5 players. It's really just you need more time. It for everybody, because I kept feeling like when I was doing whatever I was doing, that I was taking up other people's time, because I'm kind of watching the clock, and trying to do some stuff, and not like hog the screen or anything like that, unlike Jade, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, if Baron said, hey, I'm gonna keep running this, are you available? I'd probably say yes, but that was before I got inundated with a whole bunch of invitations over the last week of being in new games and new systems and things like that. So, Baron, you gonna run it again?
Maybe.
Okay, well, put me on the short list and get back to me. I'll have my people. We'll do lunch or something.
Okay. Kai, you're kind of you're at the point when it comes to gaming, you're almost a developer.
If I have someone to write down my shit for me, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, when you look at the Exalted system, where does the system fail and where does it succeed for you?
It succeeds because it gives you so much room and depth to play around with that you can literally take whatever concept that you know and throw it right out. And if at this point, if somebody goes, I have an idea for a character, I guess when I listen to other chats, other chats at other games where they're like, I got an idea, and most people go, you can do that? That wishy-washy, I think you can do that weird part. Exalted is the one game where I think if somebody came to me and goes, I want to play a swashbuckling, wizard sailor, and I go, I can do that for you. You can do that. I've almost had like no character concept that with a modest amount of massaging, like not even like serious massaging, minor. I can take almost any concept and go, I can find a slot for you. I want to do this. Are you willing to do paperwork? Yes, I got a job for you. I want to be an evil edgelord. I got you. We got I want to be this. Got it. We're good. I want to be some kind of. You're good. We're good. This is the game of whatever concept you bring to the table. I'm going to say yes and play it. Now, where does it fail? Dice pools. The dice pools get insane really fast. I mean, look at how we were at starting characters, and it's like, here's a difficulty 7, and you've got, and you need 4 successes. Oh, yeah.
I rolled 6.
It's 3 or 4 was ago. Yeah, I got that. No problem. And we weren't even using like exploding, it's like some of us were like some game engines, like first edition doesn't have it, but second edition and third have the problem of the dice pools can get insanely large, insanely fast. Where I know we were playing with first, so the charm trees are tiny compared to what they're going to be in later editions. Like, if you thought that charms were confusing at first, it explodes in second, and then third just vomits charms at you. There's a charm for everything. But the cool part is that we really didn't get into it, but there's this thing that's called charm comboing, which allows you to mix and match and create insane. Like it's my action. I'm blowing my charm combo, which allows you to suddenly beat up God because you can, and it's got a you're just throwing power into it, and dice pools explode, and suddenly it's like, I need 45 successes. Got it. I got it. I'm going to forge Excalibur. I got 4 of them on my wall. Why? I can do it once a day. And everyone else goes, but you forged Excalibur. I know, right? Do you want the sheath too that grants immortality? That's only a minor 4-point charm. What? What are you like? That's only a 4-point artifact, and it's not even at full power yet because you haven't put a socket into it. By the way, I got 4 of those. So the game explodes and it has no idea how you need to be a game master who can handle over the top. If you can't handle over the top, if you find intimidation by your wizard being able to cast invisibility and flight and going, game broken, can't play, cancel game, this is definitely not the game for you. But if you're that player who goes, I want to be able to rain fireballs and then detonate a locate object spell that wipes out all the air in a 10-mile radius, and you're tired of GMs going, I don't know how to handle that. This is the game for you. This is literally the game of going, yes, I do want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, parry a howitzer round with a pair of chopsticks at my belt. But I fired a whole battery howitzer. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to do it twice. Boop, boop. And I backflip out of it. What? Yes, this is definitely that. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Garrett, when you were selecting Exalted for us, what did you think the party was going to do? Did you think we were going to create the characters that we offered up with the system knowledge that we have?
I expected, the rest of you, yes. Kai, I did have to kind of rein in just a hair. But that's just because he wanted to play, basically a sidereal, which is, the ones that are like the keepers of fate and all kinds of other fun, evil, like crazy things. And
look, half my charms are I can control fate with my glasses. I can do something cool to shoe. Unlike everybody else, unlike a Solar, whose my charm is I punch God and a new star explodes. The sidereal is going, okay, so next week a hamburger will be delivered. It will have some botulism in it, and it might cause him to have a minor upset stomach, which will cause him to fail one roll at a critical moment in time that will allow him to die. Could you do anything now? No, I can't do anything now. But I will ensure that he will get a stubbed toe and a hangnail next week. That's what play a sidereal really is like.
I wasn't expecting that out of Kai because with his system knowledge, I was thinking he was going to go like total Lunar and just like have a dice pool fucking brawling magnet that would just assault and slaughter everything in our path.
That would be more Jade's route. I think he's the better at being a Lunar than I am. I'm the one who will literally go, I'm writing poetry to a spider because I want to have the lotto numbers for next week. And have someone go, I don't understand what you're doing. You don't have to. No one does. But I'm going to make sure those numbers are in some small peasant's pocket because I have a plan for him next year.
Yeah, when I was exposed to Exalted, all the guys I knew that were into it were basically retooling a Werewolf the Apocalypse game, and they, instead of fighting on the World of Darkness, they were taking their werewolf character and basically porting over and turning the game into like, I fling a dump truck of D10s at you, and you have something die. And Jade's like, hey, I can play Lunar now? Yeah.
Only a turtle Lunar.
That's only his first form. We'll fix that. If I'm playing a Sidereal, I'll make sure he finds the thing he wants to eat later.
This is one of the best pieces of news I've read in the last 24 hours. We'll discuss this later. But Hasbro taking it in the pooper, priceless.
Actually, to be fair, a Lunar would be fun to play. I've always wanted to do a werewolf class in multiple of the systems I've played in the past. The thing I get is, no, you can't be a werewolf. I'm like, no, because
now,
werewolves are evil.
See, and here's other things that we didn't touch on, which would have been awesome. Like, first off, Lunar's cool because there's so many ways. There's like three ways to play Lunar, which are amazing. All of them are amazing. Sorry. Like, and you get that one player goes, I want to be a transformer. We got you, pal. We got you. You can play an alchemical. We encountered as part of the story. You know, I Autochthon's servants. He's got versions of what we were playing, but they're all fucking amazing robots and insentient robots with living souls in them. But they get the ability to, you know how we all had our cool charms? No, they get the ability to go, you know what, I don't need this charm right now, unplug it, plug it down, and then plug a new one in, and now they're ready to go kick butt. You ever wanted to go fight an actual city that could transform and punch your face in? Yeah, okay, cool. That's a high essence alchemical. Do you want to go punch your, you know, the Hot Topic bro version of yourself? We got that. Do you want to go punch the Spencer Gifts version of yourself? We got that too. I mean, yes, why not?
And truthfully, the thing is with the Lunar, if you think of an animal, you can do a Lunar with it.
Oh yeah.
We actually had my wife. She played a goat Lunar. That was a martial artist. If you think about it, think about a taking a goat who already can kick pretty good. And she's screaming in the other room. They can kick pretty well. Okay, now give it martial arts with those hooves. Think about how, you know, that you know, if anyone who's ever worked on a farm and been kicked by a cow or any other livestock, it hurts. Those hooves hurt.
See, the reason why I don't want to do a Lunar ever again is because I'll never be able to play a Mustelid. I won't be able to play a Lunar ferret again and have my powers based on summoning other ferrets. So that way we can do the Weasel War Dance and tear people apart.
I would allow it only if the Weasel War Dance was a full blown Maori haka. That's the only way. That's the only way I would allow it.
Give me time. Give me time. I will find the charm set necessary to build the leadership and command group for that.
Animals in the back of my head. I'm like, fuck wolf. I want to be the smart ass of me just wants to say I want to be a were buffalo. For those who get the reference, that's awesome. Those who don't, I guess I got a list of books you all need to read. But with that being said, I think I want to be a were honey badger. I think
welcome to the Mustelid Corps. You could be. All Mustelids are welcome. I mean, it's just.
See, I could see Bruce. I could see Bruce being a Wolverine and playing him like the actual, you know, X-Men Wolverine.
Yeah. Something we have a campaign of punching fairies in the face. I mean, I'm okay with the idea of going out to the Feywilds and going to go punch a bunch of elves in the face and telling them, no, reality starts here, motherfucker.
See, I really enjoy the ideas behind Exalted. I just don't have the time to play it.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue. But I do like what I see with it. And when Baron said we're going to play Exalted, I'm like, oh, this will be cool. And instead of me going for my typical, I want to play just as boring fighter, I wanted to go with more of a legal mindset. And we didn't really do much with that because it was like just a 4-hour game. and I think he wanted to show off the strengths of the game more than anything else, which is the amazing ability for combat to get just really out of hand. As you saw with Jade, brand new character rolling 15 die, and
Oh, yeah.
he got his ass handed to him. It's like, damn it, I'm sorry, dude. But I think the game worked out pretty well. Thank you for that. The answers on that, guys. On that, Connell, second round of questions. Want to know exactly what you felt like as the game started, and were your initial thoughts of the game? Was it coming together as you thought it would? We're not really playing a quote unquote a real game. We're playing like a con session, a convention
Well,
game. Did it start to come together pretty well for you?
I thought Baron did a very excellent job with the storyline. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the story where he was going with that. But I've also played in Todd's campaigns where I remembered somewhat of the world, but that was almost a decade plus years ago. So did I expect the game to go the direction it was? Yes, just because I knew where the source material is coming from. That was the first time I have had. I'm lost, but I'll get back to that one later.
Yeah, I'll ask Justin about that later.
Sorry, I just wrecked my train of wreck. Wrecked my train of thought.
How did you enjoy how Baron's setup went?
I thought it was interesting because it was more the world was more important than the players, and that's I dig games like that because players come and go. It's the world that should be more important than them, in my opinion. So I think he did an excellent job. If I knew how the game was going to run out, I think I would have built a different type of character. Am I pleased with the character I built? No, I am not. I think that character would be fun to play, but I would have definitely went a different direction with it. So I am very happy with the way the game went. I just wish I got more time in that particular world.
Okay. What about his setup? Did you feel like you would make another character? If there had been more constant communication, would you have made the character you would have wanted to play?
For a one shot, I rather him just build the character and I figure out as we go because that would have saved, in my opinion, that would have saved some time for me. And I'm very much I can just learn as I go. If I was able to sit down with a Baron and said, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking. I want to make Lee Christmas off the Expendables, and I think it'd be fun. How can we twist this for Exalted?" I think the character would have been different, yes, because I would have had time with Baron to talk about, which is not Baron's fault. It was mine for not reaching out. But I have a busy life. He's got a busy life. It just is what it is.
Okay.
Are those the answers you're looking for?
That I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Shadow, when we got notified that we were going to be playing in Exalted, you had this thought in your head of how the game went. When he starts to run it, how did your mental interaction go? How were you feeling about things after it started getting on the road?
Well, right off the bat, I mean, there were a couple of things I didn't like. The characters gaining their powers, I think, would have been better if we had sort of done that in a session 0, or we just started out without doing the whole training session. We could have gotten into some more action, some sort of combat other than Jade, doing the arena thing. There could have been enough time for quite possibly the whole party to have joined, but we clearly it was 20 or 30 minutes left of the game when Jade started doing that, and then I saw how combat went, and I was like, well, yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to need a lot more time for any sort of combat. Plus, I've been told that if you actually get into combat, you've done something wrong. Is sort of the mental state you should be in when playing the game. It's more about the role playing and less about the combat. But some sort of other form of daring do action sort of ideas would have been better. As for the character, I rolled the character I wanted to play, and I don't think I would make up a different character until I really got to play this one a lot more to really see what it could do, because with all the charms and spells and things that I picked, I used one spell, and I think I used the artifact that I built or created, or Baron created, or what have you. Which I really love the way he did that. The activation sequence of it, that was epic. I won't forget that. The way I opened the book and it just crawled all over me. That was kind of epic. I wasn't expecting that. I figured that was going to be something to come later. But it's all going to boil down to it needs more time. 4 hours is not enough time to even get anything more than just the when you go to like Baskin Robbins and they give you that little pink spoon, tiny little taste of a flavor of ice cream that looks like it came from a dollhouse set. Those little pink spoons. That's like the amount of taste I got from the game after 4 hours. So I kind of got the idea what it tastes like, but I'm like, yeah, I'm a big guy. Can you use like a human spoon instead of this pixie spoon?
Oh, dainty shit.
Yeah,
I don't need this.
Yeah, don't be such a tightwad. We know when no one's looking, you guys are just gorging on whatever flavor ice cream you want. It's not like they measure it out in scoops, So there you go.
Okay.
Give me more. Give me a bigger taste.
I'm going to say just right now, before I go into a further individual with this question or question, it sounds like Baron did a pretty good job running this game, just from early evals. Chimerian, when you got your character in order, we all gathered to play. What was your initial impression? Get ready.
I was really, really excited when I heard the magic words "look shy," and I was like, "Awesome! I'm from Look Shy." My brain immediately went to, obviously, I'm a so Look Shy medic, working with the Legion. I'm with the Legion, which once you get to know, I know about how how that city pretty much told the Shogunate. I tells the dynasty to go fuck off, and then runs their own little battle mech filled kingdom of badassery. The last bastion of the Shogunate, and I'm sitting here going, yes, cool. This is where we're going to be focused out of. This is okay, cool. We're off somewhere else, and I'm like, but I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran medic of the Legion. No, happy land of adventuring is over here. Bye. as we leave there and go to the deep south, and I'm like, no, my brain instantly went to, but we're in the east. We're in the 100 Kingdoms. My job is to make people's life miserable in the Bureau of the 100 Kingdoms and make sure that there's a sidereal who's crying because I'm literally going to destroy a kingdom or two every week, while he has to go make sure the number stays at 100 at all costs. That's kind of like being I knew that my character was designed exclusively. By the way, I chose one of the utterly worst. Not that it's bad martial art, but as in it's disgusting and everyone knows it and knows it's horrible. And because I chose the martial arts where No one touches me, and I touch everybody. It's okay. I don't kill anyone, but I don't make life happy for anyone else in existence. And short of playing one of the upper tier martial arts, I was a broken monstrosity who just kind of wandered around going, I don't want to fight anyone. Oh, I guess it's time to fight someone. Chop 6 to the eyeballs. Oh, my belt? Okay, that's a shield. I'm literally impervious damage. And then literally walk around going, nah, I don't want to be part of this encounter. But you're part of the encounter. No, I'm not.
No, I don't want to be part of it. I choose not to be part of it.
I choose not to hurt anyone today. Literally, well, then we're going to attack you. No. You don't get to hurt me either.
It's like you were playing a character that had been pulled over, and you're like, I'm a sovereign citizen, but this time the speech worked.
Yes. The fact that Baron understood what horrifying martial arts I chose, and then went, you're okay over here. We will not touch you or look at you funny. You are just here to stand around and wait for someone foolhardy to come charging at me and go, I'm going to attack you. My clothing is literally as heavily armored as your heavy knight is. Boop. You're disgusting, I know. Excuse me. I'm going to go over here and, stack bricks over here for a while until somebody goes, I'm hurt, help me. You're not dead no more. Are you going to heal me anymore? No. I said you're not dead anymore. And then go walk off somewhere else. I mean, I was playing a horrible character. I knew what I made, so I got to make it. The fact that I didn't get to, get punched by anyone, trust me, that second adventure when those Dragon Blooded showed up, like, we're going to start a fight. I'm like, this is a bad move. You don't want to do this. We want to do this. You do not want to do this. We're going to. I am wearing a silk robe. You are not wanting this. Oh, we're gonna. Okay, I guess we're all gonna have a fight now. And we didn't have a fight, and I was sad. But that's okay, because that's Exalted. If you're not depressed, you're not playing the game right.
Yes.
Do you agree with what Kai said just now?
I'm going to say yes. I did try to highlight a lot of the pluses while showing some of the minuses of it there, and as much as I should have, I wasn't. I should have been actually probably on Gatekeepers last night, just for the simple reason of that second session. Yes, you were railroaded. Yes, the tracks were already pre-laid and you were going along them.
You didn't even give me a chance to derail it. I was looking for it. I was waiting for the chance to derail, and you're like, "No, stay away from the controls."
It was like,
that's funny. That's funny.
But overall, yeah. I wanted to make sure the reason I kind of wanted you guys to all come into your powers to begin with is because typically when you have new players who are playing the game, it's that initial finding out of, oh, you're touched by God, and then the oh crap, I need to run. I don't want to die.
Usually, that moment of awakening as a solar usually comes at a point of sheer like exceptionalism. For some of us more bureaucratic, bookwormish types, it might be in the middle of a grand debate, and suddenly, boom! Oh, something just went wrong. Now I'm amazing. Did you mean something went right? No, something went really wrong. I'm now amazing. Like the fighter types is like, middle of a horrible fight, defending, but from a bunch of bullies, and then they, beating the crap out of you, and then, the power of the sun, the power of Sunkissed hits you, and bam, you're not liquid metal, but now you're awesome. And you're like, oh shit, that's a solar now. You're like, oh shit, I'm a solar, fuck! And running away, run the fuck away.
And in retrospect, I think I hit that pretty well. The only thing is I missed the mark with Kai, your character, and Connell's, because Bruce's character was in the middle of negotiations.
Right.
Boom. Shadow's character was in the middle of research.
He got his right.
Yeah, and I fully admit I did miss the mark with you two, and I do apologize about that.
But the thing is that we were both we've both been through this before, so we kind of knew what to expect. Was like, oh, okay. So it could have been some big battle that we just literally went through, and well, Connell got his awesomeness, and then I'm patching somebody up, doing some. I totally was watching MASH last night, witty banter while putting someone's arm back on their forehead or something.
I've always enjoyed the way Marvel's comics has done it for the mutants. A mutant normally gets its power during a highly stressful engagement. It being debating, being a politician, it being meatball surgery for a doctor, it being a heavy debate with other professors for Shadow, and for me it'd be some kind of combatant scenario. No, I don't think you missed the mark. I understand why you did what you did, and I don't completely disagree with it. I'm just saying, with me, I don't think I'll ever run. I don't think I have the head to run this type of system. I'm not saying I couldn't. I'm just saying I would have to sit through maybe at least a year, maybe 2 years to fully understand just 75% of the system to try to run it. But I think if I was put in your shoes, I would have made it the most stressful experience possible before for them to extend into whatever. I mean, I'm just glad you didn't ask me what was the sigil that popped over your head. I'm like, I don't know, a huge fucking cigar. I just that was what I was thinking. It's like he's going to ask me, and I'm going to have to come up with something quick. I got a skull with a raven on it? No, that's too much of the nose. What the fuck,
And yeah, the thing is too is that with the and I typically I like, especially with like I said, with newer players, bringing them in that way when it just pops up. Like I said, I pretty much hit the mark with Shadow and with Bruce with what their backgrounds were. And with Kai and Connell, this is on myself. This is more of my introspection after the fact. I miss the mark as a GM. I miss the mark with the way that part of the story should have played out. And that and as a GM, when you're running things, you typically you think about those types of things after the fact.
Oh yeah.
And now I have that, tucked into the little file card, system in the back of my brain of, okay, that didn't work. Next time we will make sure that it works the way it should work. And truthfully, and that's with every GM. No GM is going to be 100% on their game and get everything exactly right. And anybody that tells you they are is a damn liar, right, Bruce?
Yeah,
but no. Serious. On a serious note, the idea of every DM is going to set something up. They're going to set something up, and this is how this is going to go tonight. And then you have that thing called the player comes along and knocks it all the way out of the way, and then you're like, fuck, what do I do now?
The thing you did to us, which it reminded me of that old axiom for whenever we started playing ASL, no battle plan survives the enemy. And nothing really could have compared or prepared us for what you were going to throw at us. And you were still kind of in the dark up until the moment go. So my expectations for this entire shebang that you had, I had set my expectations at a midpoint, and I was pleasantly enjoying myself throughout the entire game, dude.
Hey, it could have been worse. You could have been running 5e like I did.
Yeah, I could have had Baba Yaga. I could have had things eating children.
Hey, it was a Christmas
Although-
story.
Although I will say, in this setting, that would not have been unheard of something snatching children and eating them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, some ancient evil. Shadow, you had your hands up. What's up?
Well, I run sandboxes, so it's never going to go the way I expect because I don't have any expectations. Even with the game that I'm going to run for you guys in April or May, I'm going to set you up with a situation, and that's it. Everything else is let's see what happens. I don't.
I already know how I'm going to.
Are you running the game next, Kai, or is it me?
I don't know. Our master of schedules is currently not here, and I assume that I'm going to be after whenever we hit the steampunk topic. So when we hit that topic, no, it's my horrible attempt to figure out how I'm going to abuse you all.
Okay. I was kind of curious about that.
Jay, Kai, I'm pretty sure you're on tap for next month because there's only 3 of us left, and I'm pretty sure Bruce is doing April. And the reason I know that is because my birthday's in April, and I was planning on doing mine in April, but because the schedules got
if you
mixed
want
up,
April, go ahead.
Oh no!
I
I
will-
want to go last. I figure I'm the new guy. I should go last, and I want to.
Sounds like I need to go find somebody to make help me make a virtual tabletop out of whatever horrifying things I can scribble together, in pencil, and then make it digital, so that way people besides me can look at it and enjoy it.
I think I know a guy.
You might know somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anybody who's technical or anything.
Yeah, there really doesn't need to be any visual effects.
No.
I plan on using nothing.
I seriously disagree with that.
People have been playing this game for 50 years without visual effects.
Yeah, they've been playing it wrong.
Actually, real quick,
I don't using anything. Maybe some images, but I don't even know how I'm going to upload those images, so to speak.
It's the images part because I want to be able to at least show the environment around people. That's all I want.
What's up there, Baron?
I'm showing Bruce is up next because the next our next topic.
But that's fine.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
yeah, it was March 2nd when we start that.
Okay.
Because I think we can stunt down what we have in there to the next one down to 2 weeks, and then go because the next one we had is narrative versus simulationist, and I think we could probably get that done in 2 instead of 3.
Okay.
So
I'm pretty open with scheduling. It doesn't really matter. If you want me to get started on getting the pre-gen set up and everything ready to go, I will. And that'll set me up. We're in mid-Feb right now. That gives me 2 weeks to get ready, and I can do that. Question 3. Connell, did you feel that we were adequately challenged with this campaign, with this adventure?
There's no way for me to say this without being a dick.
then be a dick.
We've never stopped you before.
Yeah, but
Have
I
we
like
ever been
him.
able to?
But I
All
like
right.
him.
Able to stop him?
It's all right. I wore protection tonight. See, I'm good.
All right. No. The easy, not even the easy answer. The honest answer is no, and that's not because the DM. That was because we got the system that we're doing. Everybody, me included, and I took an extra day. And when Jade did his, Jade's actually worked out well. But for the most part, we're trying to do a camp. We're shoving a one-shot campaign through a sausage maker, and we're hoping for the best. So there's going to be things left out, and no one wants to know how the sausage is made. So do I feel like I was challenged? I could have been quite easily if there was more time on the table.
Sure.
But
I mean,
with
I was
the
looking
time,
for like
with the
some
time
sort
that
of
we were
legal
allotted
challenge.
for this, what was it?
I was looking forward to a legal challenge, but that was like the one thing I set my character up for, and I thought I wanted this to be
Would I
something
find
that I could adequately try to tackle, and I didn't really get to flex my character's demeanor in that aspect. It's fine. It's fine. It was
Yeah, I think if there was more time on the table and already experiencing this world, like I said, a decade plus ago, yes, I could. Everyone at this table could have been very much challenged for their characters if it worked. It was just time was against us. He had a short story that he wanted to tell. We all jumped on the train and off to the next town that we went. And this is not me, being a dick towards Baron. It was just is what it is. You want an hour and a half, you want a 2-hour movie, but we got a 35-minute cartoon.
very true. Shadow, did you feel that we were challenged enough, or do you think that we could have spent more time involved with the politics and with the conflict at hand, or you think that
no, not even a little. From what I gather, any sort of combat challenge or other challenge would have taken up an entire episode. It needs more time. Watching Jade fight a one-on-one combat in the arena, because that was more or less what my character was geared. Right, my character was more geared for combat, and travel and speed and fast travels and things like that. It would have taken a lot more time. It is the nature of the beast. It needs more time. Even if we had the 4 hours back to the 2 hours and the 2 hours in one session, we still would have needed a little bit more time to get any sort of since all of our characters were so vastly different. Bruce would have needed an entirely different environment to have been challenged. Kai, myself, and Connell and Jade, we could have availed ourselves to a nice combat, but I think that would have probably taken anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours alone. Other sorts of challenges, I think those are probably pretty rapidly resolved with a few die rolls, and that's it. But then again, this is from what I understand, a storytelling game, so there needs to be, or there's desired a lot more of that than actual rolling of, let's call them conflict dice or resolution dice.
Yeah.
So, for me, I went in with, expecting, combat. Had I known, that, I like I said, we were told that, if you're in combat, something has gone wrong. Well, I expect things to go wrong, especially, in the opening sequence or, the beginning of a movie or something like that. There's got to be, some sort of, fiery explosionary, event that gets the ball rolling. And that was our discovering of our powers, as opposed to, some sort of, catastrophe that we needed to deal with, some invasion or something like that. That would have been, act two, as it were. And, it just would have taken a lot more time.
Yeah, I think we would have needed like 2 more sessions for 4 more hours.
Right.
And I'm just kind of doing round robin. I had some ideas, wanted to throw out to you guys. Hopefully tonight's format is not upsetting you guys at all.
No, if you keep the circles going, it would be Kai's turn, and
yeah.
it allows me to take a bio break or something. I can still hear you guys. You just can't hear me.
That's preferred during bio breaks. I don't want to have a
I'm kidding.
situation.
I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just joking.
Kai, a veteran of Exalted, a fact I really can't overstate enough because the game is a wonderfully complex. It's not a puzzle, but I'm going to say that Exalted is to tabletop like what Path of Exile is to computer action role playing games. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I want to know in your variety of games that you've played with Exalted being the main source, did you feel that this type of conflict was going to be a good way to show off and showcase the system strengths?
Honestly, it fit. It really, like, again, we come down to we just needed more time, and 2 hours, 2 hours and 2 hours really, because there's so many ways of having a conflict happen in this game, with this game setting, and it doesn't have to be combat. And
No.
But the thing is that build up and investment really goes a long way towards it. I mean, but we did get to see a display of combat, a display of how we had hints of what social could be like. We had hints of what high-end insanity looks like in this game. Sure, we just kind of rode along with and didn't have much input, but you got an idea of remotely what it could be like, with a lot more dice rolling involved normally, but it worked. You got a hint of what demons really are like, and showing that demons really aren't big, bad, scary, evil things that are, I'm from hell, I'm evil, and I want to destroy reality. No, it's like a third circle demon shows up and is like, "Hi, I'm here to serve you your soda. You're a vicious killing war machine. Yeah, but you're my boss. Also, as soon as I'm done being here, I have an appointment. I have an appointment in 2 weeks somewhere else. What do you mean? Lore. There's a cool lore trick to demons that every demon actually knows 12 days in advance. Sorry, I have to look at the exact number, but every demon knows before they get summoned, like several days ahead of time, that they're going to be summoned, before the caster who summons them actually summons them. So it's like fate tells them they're going to be summoned. They don't know by who, they don't know where, they don't know what job they're going to be summoned to do. They know they're going to be summoned. And there's an entire section of lore about how a bunch of first stage Solars were experimenting on trying to figure out how demons know ahead of time what's going to happen, but they do. And it's a fun little lore nugget that, like, everyone goes, it means absolutely nothing unless you're a big Infernal player and you play with demons a lot. And then suddenly you realize, no, they actually have lives, and that they're busy having their little thing, and in the back of their head, in 10 days you have a court summons, right? Ah, fuck. I got a court summons? Yep. Shit. And just like, and imagine that's what these guys are thinking to themselves. They're out doing their life, and then you going, well, I need a little war buddy who's going to kick butt for me, and you start summoning, but they knew before you were going to do it 10 days ago that you were going to do it, but you didn't know about it. In fact, it's like, it gets really confusing. It's fun. It's lore, but it gives you a hint. Like, so while the Squee may not be my most favorite thing in the entire universe, I do love them though, but they gave you a hint of what dealing with a third circle demon was. I'm glad we didn't have time to go deal with second and first circle demons. They're the insane ones that really make break campaigns. but I love them to death. But then again, I like playing with all the supernatural aspects. So there's a reason why in my homebrew campaigns, I do have the fact that I do have the underworld, the hells, and the celestial city and the bureaucracy, because that is way more interesting than, well, I guess you summoned a pit lord from the pits and they are very angry with you. And they will summon, and, because they're fighting the blood war against the devils, and that's, rawr, we're all chaotic evil, and meanwhile, here we're an exalted, and I'm going to go summon the first circle demon whose entire job is building roads. He's a very, very powerful demon, but his entire job is roads. And when he shows up, he's kind of like, what do you want? Well, first circle demon of the Department of Transportation, I need a new road built. Oh, do tell. Tell me more about it before I eat you. I am the DOT. You know that, right? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I made a mistake, didn't I? You sure did. We just want a road between our city and the next city with no potholes in it. Okay, that's within reason. I'll take care of that. But I'm going to eat your firstborn child now. Okay, DOT.
The entire time dealing with the squee, I couldn't help, and I'm so glad I didn't do it on camera. There's a few times I had to mute myself where I'm like, it's me, Mr. Minsky. I know. Rick and Morty, look at me. And I'm like, oh my God. It's almost the same formula for that type of add-on.
They're a fun idea of what you're dealing with when you deal with summons, and which was something that we barely touched on, but it's a very important part for someone like Shadow, who is playing a sorcerer summon. That's just what they do.
I actually took summon elementals as one of my spells.
Elementals are scary. Demons are scary. Anything you summon is scary. In fact, and Bruce is playing a character who now there's this little thing in the setting where it's called calibration. It's the 5 days of the calendar that don't line up with the months, with the lunar calendar, where heaven turns itself off for 5 days to fix the mainframe, pretty much. It goes down for server maintenance. Yeah, it's updating for the year. And in those 5 days, there's kind of this peace tree that goes on where hell just turns off and goes, nah, we're on vacation. And the afterlife goes, what are we doing? It's like, and the veil between life, death, and the afterlife and everything weakens. So if you know how to cross the barriers, you can actually go and visit dead relatives, dead friends in the afterlife, in the afterlife, and talk to them. And Bruce's character during calibration can literally walk through a hell gate, walk into hell, and go talk to the lords of the abyss, the infernal lords of hell, the Yozai, and go, hey, I want to talk about, I need to make deals for the next year. And because he's who he is, he can literally go, and you can't attack me while I'm under this flag of parley. And the rest of us could follow along with, kind of trembling on the idea that if we fart wrong, they can eat us. But they can't touch him. And it's a fun way to go, hey, I want to go talk to the ultimate villains of the campaign in a neutral sense. And they just, and we all hug Bruce's character and go, hey, and we're going to go talk to the Lords of the Shadowlands, aka Lords of Death, and figure out what the fuck's their point. What the fuck are you thinking? Or go to the I'll go to the Lords of Hell and go, what the fuck are you thinking? And then we're going to remind you of your ancient oaths, and everyone goes, oh, just don't do anything hostile. Or be able to go through a gateway and end up in heaven going, hey, I know we're in the middle of calibration, but I got some grievances. And then watch the system IT master of of heaven go, could you come back in like 3 days? No, we're here now because everything's offline. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, fine. And it's like I love that fact, and I love the fact that Bruce's character can like lock like if anyone's made a promise and an oath, Bruce can literally have gone, and I'm going to make that binding. Boom, and oh fuck, we are now under the effects of a Gaius spell because that's what his character can do.
Yeah,
And we all be like,
flex that.
what was that?
I did not try to flex that because I wasn't certain if I was able to do that.
No, that's I might be misremembering it in later editions, but that's literally what your class like your cast does, and it's like it's make deals and then bind them in ways that makes it hurtful for any of us to like any of us or anyone that may make a deal with to break the terms of the contract. Like it's so powerful that like literally here we are several ages later and hell is still bound by ancient deals made this way. And so it's a great way to fuck over people. It's like I say like, you know, I'm going to make I make a deal and I'm going to break it, and then all of a sudden here comes that Solar. No, you're not. I blessed it. Like I'm going to bless this. Boop. Now you're fucked. Oh shit. Now I gotta do it. You gotta do it. Oh fuck. So never say that you're going to do anything around around certain Solars, or they will fuck you. And that's something that we didn't really get to explore. But yes, I was hoping we would.
You know, if I'm not going to make any damn deals with the Fae, what the hell makes you think I'm going to make deals with the big bads?
Hey, but here's the thing. The big bads have some really, really powerful. They can do some insane things. Making a bargain, something along the lines of, X, Y, and Z, and you won't cross the river here. And then they go, yeah, I'll do that. And also out of nowhere, it's a deal. And, oh, fuck. And now, the forces of darkness can't cross, this river as long as it flows. And now here's the Dark Lord of Death in the Afterlife going, so I gotta figure out how to stop a river. Crap.
This is the Rubicon. You will not pass it.
And it's like him, but I really want to. And it's like now all you gotta do is somehow defeat the mighty god of Mississippi, who says you can't cross. And suddenly the Dark Lord of Kansas goes, "Fuck! But I want to invade." and you're like, "No, you're bound to the borders of Kansas. You can't leave."
That would piss Crawley off something fierce.
See, that's the kind of fun shit you do, this game. It's literally that kind of shit. It's like, I have the Dark Lord, I have escaped into Nebraska. I'll make a deal. You can have all of Nebraska, but you can't leave anywhere else. Deal. Oh, shit. I'm stuck in Nebraska forever. That's right. Forever. But Nebraska will suck. Who cares? It's Nebraska. It already sucks.
Yeah, I don't remember the travel brochures saying anything nice about Nebraska.
Right.
Well,
So, see, those are the fun things that once you start to think creatively, you start realizing that maybe we can do some weird. It sounds underhanded. It sounds schemish. That's exactly what we're supposed to be. Yeah, we're paragons of awesomeness. So you gotta play legalese. If you're playing Eclipse, you're literally sitting here going, "Legalese is my fucking game here," and have other people go, "Can I out bureaucrat him?" You can try. I will try very, very hard, and it's great. And we got hints of that. It was so beautiful.
here's how you could tell that everybody had fun with the system. St. Kai is not doing his typical, what kind of fucking retards are ... suck the huge fucking cock ...
Right.
Rants, but that's normally how your rants tend to vary.
True.
And we're all enjoying the fact that Baron ran a system that has multiple multiple variations where a player could pick your favorite comic book character, pick your favorite literary character, pick your favorite fucking deity, mythology creature, and we could do a twist to it.
Sure can.
And that is a hallmark of a good system and a hallmark of a good DM.
Hell, I was first introduced to Exalted back in first edition by simply we were playing Legends of the Five Rings, and then the game got too bonkers for L5R, so we just switched game engines. Didn't switch settings, we just switched game engines from L5R over to Exalted because we found it. We figured out a simple conversion, and then suddenly we were like, yeah, now we're just going to continue being, because we stopped being mortal. Because like at a certain point when you're playing that game where you stop being mortal, challenged by mortals, and now you start going, now we're going to start moving into the supernatural realm, and well, we just kept on playing for a long time. Sure, the game went really, really fucking bizarre, but we were now playing a game engine that allowed us to be bizarre. And so, yeah, if you can convert, from one game engine to another, yeah, go ahead. That's fun. Yes.
Sorry for taking over there for a second, Bruce.
You're good. I really enjoyed the game that Baron ran for us, and it felt like he was actually running out of a module that you would pick up on free RPG Day. That's what it felt like.
Oh, that's good, right? I mean,
To his credit,
that's just good writing.
Yeah, and it seemed like he'd ran that before, but that's okay. I'm not gonna get upset about that.
Not for us.
No.
I mean, I fucking ran. Now this is my fourth time around running Rise of the Rune Lord, and I've twisted. I've turned certain details into it that fit my party, and I can see no reason why a campaign like that, module like that, could not be ran in this system.
Okay.
Oh, that would be a little bit of a headache for all the transfer over, but it would be worth it.
Yes. Yes.
Omanal says, I like 3rd edition as it's my favorite Exalted, especially the Lunars.
They've done some really good work, and I love the new Exalt types they put into it. I love Exigence. I really love the Rebels Against Fate, and I'm waiting for some of the new books to slowly trickle out. But I love how the map's been expanded, but in all directions, so there's been more added to it. And I like how it's not quite back to first, but they've taken out some of the crazy from second and made a almost playable game.
I've been actually talking to Omanal the most about this system, and he's praised a great deal with extra. I've already been interested in this system, but between the gaming with you guys and me talking to him, it's lighting a little bit more of a torch for me. So I'm going to have to try to find a local game.
An entirely loot on a campaign would be hilariously awesome. I would live for that.
Would that be like a complete Paladin campaign?
No, because you got a hint at what you could do with the 5 casts. Yes, we have less casts. There's so much more flexibility and variety on how to play. It isn't just simply we're all playing Get a Fenris Arun. So we're not all just claws and bitey teeth, tear, shred. No, there's a lot of cool tricks you can do with them, and it's so much fun. But since every GM is like, no, I just want to run a Solar game, and then we all kind of go, okay, cool, fuck yeah, whatever. No, I want to play. I want to play a badass barbarian, awesome warrior poet guy who's covered in glowing silver tattoos and ripping the heads off of battle mechs because that's what I can do. And in late game, go, you know what? I'm just an old by day I'm a mild-mannered reporter who's sitting here wandering around being a spy, but by night I turn into furry Godzilla and kick mountains for fun, and because Juggernaut form, yes. And it's like, wait, are you literally gonna go play giant furry Pac Rim? Yes, I'm going to go punch the shit out of out of that giant robot that the Dynasty just sent out. That giant robot that we all just rode around in, hey, you're in the Megazord. You're gonna and then watch a high-end Lunar go, I'm gonna go punch its head off. And then the giant robot, oh no.
Remember, for those who are old enough and remember what was it? The Night of the Sentinels, the old from the X-Men animated series, where Wolverine jumps on top of that Sentinel and says, Tin Man, I'm going to send you back to Oz in pieces. But do that as a Lunar would be amazing.
That's the cool part. And the thing is, can you imagine the kind of fun it would be as a group literally going on blood hunts and trying to, do the actual cool hunts to go hunt down legendary creatures so that way we can get new forms for each person? That would be that's adventures, pre-canned adventures is man, I needed there's a horrible new threat coming. I need a new form to be able to handle that. Or, hey, we're about to go in the water. Quick, everybody go out there and go find some cool fish forms that we can all go have some underwater adventures. One guy going out there on a boat, blood hunting like Captain Ahab to go hunt a whale. Another guy who just sitting there with a fishing pole at a dock going, what form are you taking? Trout. What? I'm looking for the legendary trout. One amazing trout. Captain Ahab, but I'm hunting a fucking whale. We understand, but that guy's fly fishing. Whee! And everybody has orca, porpoise, dolphin, trout. It's a good trout, big trout, but it's a trout.
Celtic mythology, you say trout. No, is it trout or salmon? I think it's a trout. No, I could be wrong. Let me get back to you. I think one of them is the symbol for wisdom. I can't remember if it was a trout or a salmon.
Yeah, it's but having players who go, my legendary form is a bass, and it's wait, what? Your legendary water form's a bass? Well, I mean, yeah.
Salmon. All right. Thank you, DM James.
I mean, those are the fun things about being that. It's bird form. It's just imagining a werewolf sitting there staring out into the distance at this one parakeet, hoping he's finding the one parakeet he needs for his parakeet form. And you're sitting here, this giant werewolf going, I'm going to eat you. And that parakeet, tweet! That's right. I'm going to eat you. And it will be glorious. Then the bird, I'm going to run away. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Flutter, 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 and then watching that werewolf spring into action and try to fly through the air and grab the bird from the air. It's no, I need you, birdie, come back.
I thought a Twitty cat. I did.
I know. See, that's the fun. You're literally having a pre-canned adventure handed to you by a bunch of Lunars being crazy about having more than just 2 or 3 forms. It's fuck yeah! Go for the Heartblood hunts. That's fantastic. Or that one player who takes the really creepy fucking charm where it's I hunt people. We don't. You're weird. Please don't. And you just try to role play out this Lunar who's looking around a corner, staring at this guy, going, "I'm learning all about you." It's almost this creepy stalker boyfriend girlfriend thing. Looking at it going, "I really like you," and that guy. Please don't talk to me. Please don't. I'm going to eat you and wear your skin in a few minutes. You know that, right?
It was Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again.
And that's it. And meanwhile, I'm going to run away. Please run. It makes the hunt better.
So I gotta ask Barry, when you were planning the adventure for us, you said this was all off the cuff, right?
Yeah. Every single bit that I did was completely off the cuff. Me and myself and Todd, who we've referred to several times during the stream, we discussed a few things, but it was more of, well, this person is here. This person that I think you should use is here. That was it. That was basically our discussion. He goes, because he told me, I want to see what you come up with for my world. Those were his exact words. And then he ended it off by saying, just don't break it. And I'm sitting here looking at him and I'm like, wait a second. This is your world we're talking about. You break it on a daily, every time we run it, you break it. What do you mean me not break it? It's like, what the hell? But he did watch the first session. I don't know if he's watched the second session. He did watch the first session, and he went, "Wow, are you sure that wasn't me just, in your skin running this?" And I go, "No, it was me." He goes, "Okay." But yeah, I literally, I ran the entire thing, off the cuff. I mean, I had like I said, I had a few ideas of a few things, and I was able to, and I just kind of, as we were going, I just stitched them together. That was about it, which is typically how I run my games anyway.
Yeah. You got no complaints from me. The only complaint I have was time, and none of us has really any control over that. Unless one of you guys' name is Kong, and then we need to have a conversation because there's a few things I want to redo.
You mean Kang?
Kang, that too. But what's the next question you got is going to throw at us?
I think Bruce fell asleep or had to go pee.
Just throw shit at me.
So I'm just gonna say that I was expecting this game hit me like more impressive. I was more impressed with this game than I was Index Card RPG, and that's not a slam against either, but I was just really pleasantly surprised because I didn't think that you could get so much flavor in a 4-hour game.
That's incredibly fair. That is incredibly fair.
And
Hey,
Index Card, no offense to Index Card, but Index Card has a very bare bones system by design. This is not a bare bones design.
Well, being at your table multiple times, I can tell you straight out, as a player in your campaign, you like the crunch. And this game has a lot of crunch. The Pioneer, brought to you by the Donors Party.
DM James, this is basically dissecting the game that I ran for the past 2 weeks, which was Exalted First Edition.
Yeah, DM James, if you want to see what I've got going on, the 2nd of March, I'll be debuting the beta that I've been working on, which means I need to stop painting figurines.
Oh no! Oh
no! I gotta say that I was really impressed, Baron, and I want to give you props. I think you did a really good job of introducing me and other people to Exalted, which a lot of us stay away from because of the perception around that game. There are some aspects of society that are in that game, and a lot of us are just like, that's a little too much Greek mythology on crack cocaine anime that I don't need. And other people are like, I thought you liked crack cocaine. I do, but I can't have it in that volume with that flavor. It can't have the vanilla bean. No, not like that. They totally ratcheted up, and I was really impressed. I was surprised. So
yeah, I mean, I could have. There was a few things that I really could have gone over the top with, especially like with that fight with Jade, because there was a few things that Mao had in his arsenal that I didn't even touch.
Yeah, but also there were other things that all of us had. Like, I don't think all of us were like really using our charms to their effect.
Oh,
I know
no.
I sure didn't.
And like I said, and it's like I said before we went on live, and you guys have even touched on it a few times here. The thing is, in order to have a good Exalted campaign, and this is with it, or even just a straight up White Wolf campaign, you have to have time to cultivate the story. If you don't have that time to cultivate the story, yes, this is kind of a one-shot type thing. So, I basically, ripped it open, pulled out all the spices I had, and went bam like Emerald, and what you got, and try to throw just as much as I could into those 2-hour sessions as I could. The thing is that truthfully, what we did in those that 4 hours of play should have typically have been with a lot more backstory about 7 or 8. No, not 7 or 8. 4 or 5 8-hour sessions easily to sit and really cultivate everything to the nth degree, to where everything was full investment was made. I'm not saying that full investment by the players was not made with this, but to get those full investment, to reap the rewards of that. That's where we should have been with that as a campaign.
Okay. Yeah. I once again I think if I was, most of our personalities, except for maybe Shadow, most of our personalities by now. I would have done for a one shot with this, and I know I'm beating dead horse maybe, but I think I would have done just preaching, just hand us all characters that you think would fit for the story, and we would have learned the characters in the world at the same time, which once again you need more time to do that thought process. So but I'm very much happy. Like I said, while you were dealing with technical issues,
I was listening.
If I could find a local game here where I live, I would definitely want to jump in. Very few questions asked.
Yeah, I know we taught you guys while I was off getting my computer situation taken care of. You guys talked a little bit about third ed. I think, in my personal opinion, second ed doesn't exist just because of all of the stupidity that they put in. I think third ed would be considered second ed for myself, because that seems like the natural progression of where first ed should have gone, as opposed to the second ed where it went. And there were a few flavor things that they did in second ed that made sense in the timeline, but for the way that the gameplay and everything else went, it got really super wonky.
Oh yeah,
but third ed is, as Kai said, third ed, they went through, they scrubbed a lot of the stupid stuff out, and made it the natural successor.
And the thing is that third ed gets crunch heavy. It is a good crunchy game. It's crazy and flexible, but it's still a good amount of crunch involved. But if you want that first edition, streamlined feel, that first really was streamlined. Second was bloated. Dear God, it's fat. It's going to explode. And third it's fat and bloated, but it's streamlined and works. But if you want I want that fast first edition feel, play Essence, which is kind of like 3.5. It's a parallel engine. It's being developed simultaneously, where they strip out most of the unnecessary bulk and get it back down to a thin first edition feel, like limited charms, limited skills. Everything's a little bit streamlined and thinned out, but it's a very solid, good game. But so if you want the heavy storyteller focused, third is there. But if you want I just want to have bare minimum, needed to play a game, I had to play Exalted, but easy, Essence is the way to go. So for me, I like the crunch and I like all the storyteller cool options. So third works for me because I liked second, and third is just the continuation of, hey, look, second without all the crap involved. And Essence is, hey, cool, we want to have a fast, easy game. Essence it is.
And one thing is that with me talking about Exalted, and I've talked about it for months, and even this was even before we ran, Max said he's going to have a video coming out where he is talking about high magic alternatives to D&D. And he said actually Exalted is on the list that he's put on there, along with, Earth Dawn, of course, but more of a high magic type game, campaign, world, etc. So I mean, and to be able to really bring that forth and maybe introduce some people who, like Shadow, introduce him to it, even though it wasn't like the full immersion I would have liked to have had, but to give him that little pink spoon of taste, at least of Baskin Robbins, tasting, enough for him to go, this may not be so bad. Then it's one of those things that if I've actually made some people actually want to look at this a little bit harder and whatnot, I think that as a GM, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Also, there's like if I ever got a chance to play it to run this game properly, I would love to ask people who are willing to think about it, is to ask people, because one of the things about this is the reincarnation aspect and the fun part of going, so you have your character. Now think about who your character was at the usurpation, at the fall of the first age. Who were you? How badass were you? And how did you die? Because that way I can plan the tomb that your early incarnation had. So that way I can go, so do you want, so, if some player goes, oh, I died peacefully, it was a quiet, peaceful death, it happened fast, you might have an easy, they went, won't be an angry, that's not going to be an angry ghost, and we liked that person, we had to kill them, him or her, doesn't matter, because it was something that had to be done, and, have a nice, beautiful tomb, designed for them, it's like, to appease your spirit. But somebody who goes, no, my character went down fighting. It's like when the usurpation, when the coup happened, my character was one of the few people who managed to grab a weapon in time. Got a plate and then threw it, and then use a ceramic shard to kill one guy. And I pulled, boy, your character is going to get sealed in like 14 layers of of the tomb of elemental evil, because they're like, no, this guy, if he ever gets out of that tomb, he will kill all of us. So somewhere at the heart of this thing is your angry ghost sitting here going, I'm going to, if I ever escape, I'm going to burn down all of creation the moment I get out. And then here comes you, because your good half got pulled out and reincarnated, but don't worry, your evil half, because that's one thing you gotta learn about this setting, is that every soul actually has a high and low soul. Your base instincts are your low soul, and then all your emotions and all your logical side. So you died. Yeah, your good side goes, yeah, I'm going to go be reborn. Your evil side sitting here going, I have only one thought for the last 3,000 years, and that is revenge. And so here you go, I'm going to go get my stuff back. And then here comes your evil hat going, I want my body back, bitch. But this is my body now. No. I'm going to beat the shit out of you and get back the other half of me. Oh, fuck. But all I really was that cool laser sword you got. We had back in the first stage. That's my sword. But it's my sword. No. That's, have this cool little interplay of, like, hey, no. And at that point, let players write out their own ancient backstory. It's like, how were you killed? I didn't die. I actually managed to escape that, and I managed to live, die for the next 3,000 years, live, die, hunted, killed, death, and I just live in this perpetual state of, anger, anger and rebirth. Oh, so you're the inheritor of 3,000 years of angst? Yep, hot topic, baby, hot topic. Oh, fuck. And he was like, have fun shit like this. This is the kind of shit I want to do, but unfortunately, I'm always forced to go with, you are peasant dirt farmer number 362 from Mud Farm. Ah!
I know this had mech suits, but are guns a thing in this system?
Yes, no. Is it gunpowder with bullets? No. Is it shooting pure concentrated magic at somebody at short range? Yes.
Well, I'm just thinking of the character I played in Jade's campaign, where the guns that he used actually becomes holy artifacts.
Technically, yes. now you're starting to look into first stage artifacts and other weird contraptions. So you're going to be using a weapon that's probably either is 2,000 to 3,000 years old, or is based on a 2,000 to 3,000 year old design, and nobody really understands how to maintain it. So you're going to be literally, I have cool guns. That's cool. I got to work at so I fired him for one combat. So they started blasting, blam, 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 blam. And then you're like, and then immediately as soon as the fighting's over, oh shit, I got to fix this thing. What happened? It's cracked. The crystalline fracture is there. There's essence leaking out of the thing, and the fire powder in a barrel is currently corroding it. I need to maintain it. What? But why? I'm using an ancient weapon, but it shoots magical condensed hell at people. I know, and nobody can replace it, and I need to fix it. And you're sitting here cleaning it, worshipingly cleaning it, and making the Mechanicus feel dude, sacred oils and praying to your guns, man. And he goes, I know. I want to be able to fire them next firefight.
All right.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it with that. With the resolution that we got, Connell, were you happy about how the game went through all 3 acts?
Am I happy with the way that ended? Yeah, sure. It made sense for an ending.
Okay, now I got to ask you a follow-up that immediately follows that. Would you recommend this game to a table?
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend this game to multiple different tables. But the rub is, other than a handful of people I know that are locally, I don't know who would be able to run it correctly.
Listen, this entire hobby is based on kids playing in basements, getting it wrong,
That's true.
and then getting experience to run it right.
Come on. Fucking it up is half the fun.
Yeah.
It's like,
So let's
sit down
not
and
try to
play.
pretend. Let's not try to pretend that even if you're playing Exalted and you think you have it right, you don't. I'm going to flop that around. You could be running Dungeons and Dragons. You could be running Traveler. You could be running Star Wars D6, which runs itself. You will fuck up. You will make a mistake orchestrating the game and spinning all the plates and trying to get the players to be interactive with the game.
Right. And
That's the beauty of
I
it.
get that. And I truly do agree with that concept. But if I was trying to, hearts and minds of future players for this one, I want it to be a somewhat accurate game so they know what they're getting themselves into. You can play checkers forever, but the moment somebody sits down a chessboard, it's a completely different game.
Well, that's how it is. You can look at a box set. You got the magenta box in front of you, and in your head, you're envisioning yourself with 4 other people gathered around a table, and you're thinking about how the game will go. The moment you get a player at the table with their dice and character sheet, all that goes right out the window. Your little happy fantasy, keep it in your internal monologue. Don't let it die, but don't expect it to become reality. Because you're going to do other things.
For this game, there is one podcast that is exceptionally good at both giving you a 10,000 foot down overview of what this game is, and that is called The Systematic Understanding of Everything. Let me make sure I got that right. But it is a great podcast, and over the course of it's now complete, so there's no more to it. But yes, it's a systematic. Yeah, pretty much. It is literally, they walk you through from you don't know anything about Exalted. It's run by 2 hosts, and a moderator who has no idea how to play the game. The two co-hosts, they are in-depth lovers of the system, and they walk through and make fun of every aspect of this game. Each of the directions, each of what you're going to see there, what you're going to encounter there, and showing you that there is so much to it. Each episode's about 30 minutes to an hour long. There's about 40 episodes. So if you got a lot of driving time and you like podcasts, yes, the Systematic Understanding of Everything is a great podcast for Exalted. And if you have no idea what you're doing, the game they will walk you through how to do it. If you are an old fan coming back in and you just want to brush up, laugh at the endless jokes that they're going to make at certain characters' names, and because if you know who Catch-Up Carjack is, there's just sit down and listen to them mispronounce famous names, and these are people who are developers and writers of the game making fun of their own game, because this game is ridiculous, and if you can't laugh at your own product, don't bother with trying. And because they don't take it seriously, half of us have very silly names, because I know I didn't get a chance to go into, it's like my character's name. It's like, so what's your character's name? It's literally was Bull Who Delays Twilight, because everyone in Exalted either has some horrifying, unpronounceable name or a sobriquet, which is like name which means something. And it's like, yeah, guy who tries to slow down the doctor, guy who slows down death. You can't stop death, but you slow it down. And Twilight is just death. Cool. Fantastic. Let's run with that shit. Like, this is the kind of silly that you're embracing in this game, and you should just run with. It's just fun. So
appreciate that. Shadow, would you recommend this game to a table? Mute.
Honestly, no, I really don't know anybody who doesn't either already want to play it or who would want to play it. Most of the people I know want to play something a little more Zero to Hero or more sci-fi. That's what I've been focusing on for a while. Wizards of the Coast hasn't, hurt that desire any. If anything, they've amplified it. I've been playing fantasy RPGs and most of my, almost 45-year career of gaming, and the majority of it has been fantasy. I put in, tens of thousands of hours in fantasy, and just, some good old-fashioned nuts and bolts, hardcore, hard sci-fi. Even if you want to throw in some less hard sci-fi, whether it be sci-fantasy or psionics and things like that I've been talking about lately. You guys and the rest of the community out there, they're already either they made up their minds. They're like Omen, he wants to play it, and guys like that, they're they're already in there. I'd have to meet a whole bunch of new people to recommend it. But for those of you who want to play it, awesome. Just make sure you've got a lot of time to put into it, because it sounds like it really takes a lot of time, being that it's more of a storyteller game as opposed to a die rolling game. And then when you do get to roll dice, you'll kind of make up for it with the dice pools. You may go 2 hours without rolling, but then you'll make up for it with okay, grab a bag of dice and drop them on the table, because that's what you're apparently using. I had to buy new dice for this game. No, I not really. Well, I did anyways, but we used the die roller, as you guys saw, which I'm kind of a not a fan of per se, but I do like the fact that they're out there for online gaming, because most part you're probably playing with people you've never met in person, and it just keeps everybody honest. But this game, is like every other game out there. It's not going to be for everybody, and it's not the number one game. So, you have to find your group, which is probably not very difficult at all. I just from what I heard while getting ready for this game, and since we played it, there's plenty of people out there.
Okay, so despite your own, and I'm not discounting your opinion about the game, but on your preferences, even with your preferences being what they are, this isn't something that you would say probably no to. If it was a table full of your friends, it sounds like you'd be in there as hard as you could.
Well, I was with this game. I'm not a big fan of Greek mythology or swords and sandals. I could get into a Conan game, but it better be kind of special for the most part. I just the whole sort of Greek era, the Roman era, those eras never grabbed me at all. Sure, I've watched all the movies, Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, all that stuff. We reviewed them last year, and I enjoyed them for what they were. But I never played RuneQuest because it wasn't my thing, and the idea of that sort of era just is just not my thing. I'm more of a I want to wear pants kind of situation as opposed to a toga or
Elves wore pants. Vikings wore pants.
Right. But when you say you're running a Greek game, that's not where people are gravitating toward. You know what I mean?
And I understand that, but on a hot summer day, there's nothing better than wearing a kilt.
That's true.
When I go to the beach, I wear my combat boots till I get in the water. So I don't do sandals. I'm just joking, guys.
Okay.
I've got a crap ton of monsters from that era that we've all transposed, like the Hydra and Medusa and things like that, Gorgon. We use them, but the whole just everyday life of that era just doesn't appeal to me. How's that?
As a man who wears Birkenstocks when I can, I'm going to say I can understand what you're saying there.
Yeah, I want to see my feet.
I would not want to wear sandals in your line of work there, Bruce.
No, the sandals come on are put on only after the work is over, or if I return back to the yard and I've got shit all over my boots and I have to go inside and drop off paperwork. Then Bruce just gets down to his chanclas and the shorts and t-shirt, and I go inside and I make everybody blind because I have white legs.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I spend lots of time in shorts and at the beach, but it's a feet thing.
So, okay.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm going to say that you probably would not shy away from this game if it was your table's choice to play. You wouldn't abandon the table. Fuck you guys. You wouldn't be like that. You'd belly up to the table, be like, all right.
No. I mean, I showed up, did I not? I put in 8 hours of character preparation for this game. I don't shy away from a challenge ever. And I had a character that I'm pretty sure was kind of badass. So
yeah, you had
what's
a
not to
very
like about
valid
that?
character.
I give you credit. You put more thought of it than most of us do into character creation.
Well,
Thank you.
I don't, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, with everybody's game, even ask Connell, for his game, I didn't want to be there for that game if it was some, if you just lied to me and said, actually, we're playing, some other named game, I wouldn't have known the difference. You know what I mean? It's that brand thing and all the bullshit that they put the community through. But, even, for every game that we're going to do, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to, be in it to win it, whatever. There's no winning, whatever, unless you set a goal and you meet that goal. But, I'm not going to just half-ass it. You know what I mean? That's not my style. That's not my style. Um, I'm gonna, we're role playing. It's not like what Bruce does for a living. It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, James, I'm gonna have fun at every game table that I'm at. Um, I don't care how crappy the situation, because chances are I'll live through it. So I'm gonna have fun when I'm at the
Maybe.
table. Prove me wrong. I've yet to die in a year. I've made like 15 different characters, and not one of them's died. You know,
That's because we kind of like we kind of like enjoy seeing what you have in mind for things. So
yeah.
turning you into a corpse doesn't exactly make it easy on us to see what you're going to do to
no.
us.
Well, I am going to be running Traveler, and Traveler characters, die.
Die quickly.
They very easily can, but I will give you a pretty interesting adventure. So a little bit of something in it for everybody when it's my turn. I've had when we play, I will have had like 6 months to prep for do a 4-hour game. You know what I mean? Come on, how much how that's more than enough time for anybody to come up with something good for a 4-hour game. And those of us, Kai and Bruce and myself at the later end of this little experiment we're doing have all had plenty of time to come up with something interesting, to show all of our friends out there in TV land what we're capable of, what we offer as a DM. And I can't think of a better way to, get people into each and every one of our individual styles. We should all be, racking up, requests to join a game just from doing this, and hopefully, we'll meet our tribe, so to speak, and get that good online gaming group, and make the best of this technology that we've been blessed with. I mean, I've played with people all over the world, literally. Now, something I really didn't have the opportunity. Well, when I was a kid and I was running this one game store for like 3 years, I did meet a bunch of people from all over, but not like this. In 8 months, I've met literally people from every freaking country you can imagine. And, some of them have been pretty, stellar individuals.
Okay.
Kai, I've got an idea that you really enjoyed this game, and you would rather, as much as the idea of Table Breakers excites you, you would rather us just spend 2 hours playing Exalted every week, maybe 4 hours.
Maybe, yeah. But I like talking. But the thing is that I like almost any game I can get to play, and this game's just fun because it's a fun world. I don't need to roll dice in this world. It's fun. Sure, dice are nice. But then again, I could also be just as excited to play a lot of games. As the more games.
Did I hear you say Amber? Did I hear you say Amber?
Look, this game is pretty much Amber with less worlds and more fun, with more dice.
Yeah, this is a lot like Amber,
But
in the theory crafting. It's
now, mind you, we don't have Castle Amber, but we do have Mount Meru. We don't have the pattern. We just have Celestial Heavens and other weird. Like, there's enough things that I can go. No, I can get my fix now. If they gave me the ability to draw shit and get more points, I would. Keep a journal and get more points, I would. Take bad stuff. Don't chuck a bad stuff on me, please. I want all the bad stuff now, all of it.
Well,
more.
Well, wait. What about the time when you were offered to wash the storyteller's car and you took it for an extra 7 skill points?
We'll do it. Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Hey, multi-gun man, how you doing, sir?
When we go watch the new D&D movie there, Kai, do I get extra points because I'm seeing a movie with you? Because that's not how Bruce has done it.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
I gave out set experience points for them watching Your Highness with me.
Your Highness.
Now, here's the problem.
Wait, hold on. Also, was not only Your Highness, also the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
was not around for that nonsense.
We also got experience points for watching and doing the what was it, the Taken, which was not as good as the Ten Commandments, but the Taken drinking challenge, where every time that someone dies, you take a shot. It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as the Ten Commandments because everyone every time said Moses, you had to take a shot.
Oh, no.
Alcohol poisoning there, dear God.
Oh,
Moses,
here's a drinking
Moses,
game. Here's a
Moses.
TV show for a drinking game. Deadwood. And
Now-
the magic word is
No.
sucker.
Now-
You'll die within the first
Here's-
episode.
Now, Connell, here's the important problem. 7 experience points could be a lot different depending on what game you're playing. Playing a Storyteller White Wolf game engine, 7 experience points is a lot. Playing Pathfinder, 7 experience points is nothing.
Thanks for coming out.
Congratulations, you got the pity fuck of experience points totals. Yeah.
I think you have more luck if you tie a beer to a string and pull it down the road.
So why did I get 7 experience points? Well, let's see. There were 20 high-level characters and a goblin. Y'all played Weasel Stomping Day on the goblin. So, yeah. Congratulations. His mighty experience point total netted you all nothing. But we still got points, right? Not enough to matter. But we got points.
I get you. I get you. I'll shut up so Bruce can go back to being the host. I'm in a good mood.
I really enjoyed this session. I have not played Exalted before, and it was an entirely different experience from anything I've played in the past, which is a lot of One World by Night, a lot of Vampire the Masquerade, and this was a pleasant distraction. I would totally get into this, and I hate saying that because there's aspects of Exalted that I look at and I'm like, I don't want those people near me. But this game is really good.
You could almost say that about any game, though. To be fair,
okay. I'm just gonna say one thing, and I don't mean to be a detractor for anybody out there that might get offended at this. I'm sorry, but I usually stay away from games that look like it advertises to people who want to be furries. I know that sounds prejudiced as hell, but when I was first looking at it, all I was seeing was Lunars, and they weren't Lunars or werewolves that were like drawn like all gritty werewolf the apocalypse shit. You know, Frank Frazetta draws a lycanthrope. No, it wasn't that. It was something that was like really Hanna-Barbera 1980s, right after the Cartoon Olympics cartoon. Watch the Lunars as they do their Adventure Time. And that was the artwork that was initially coming out for it, and it did not appeal to me. This game, if this is a standard setup and delivery of a game of Exalted, I'm pretty impressed. I'm very impressed. Thank you for broadening my game. What?
Sorry, I was going through the comments because they hadn't been popping up, and I was just saying thanks to Jade.
Ah.
And hey, Multi, and Ashley, and everybody else in the chat. Someone's not doing their job.
I know. I've got my hands on figures.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, Multi.
This game was really well done, and Baron G-Rock did a good job of showing us what it could be like. My own personal opinion.
no, I immensely agree. I think this game was well showed.
Jade, that was pretty funny.
Damn multi-gunman. You would you would have so many dead livers in America for the fucking destruction of humanity whenever the Star Trek Discovery has hit a wall. Wait, how can they do this? No, no, it's a superhero show. No, no, I want a Star Trek. All right, I'll shut up now. That's oh god, Spank was Sean's favorite game.
That was a fun
Goddamn.
one.
Yeah,
I question just the name.
it basically is fan service that you're flipping over every turn with the cards.
It's
Yep.
Space Pirate, Amazon,
Amazon.
Ninja Cats.
Cat Girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw an anime that fits that description once. Wait, no, that wasn't an anime. That was Pirates of the Dark Water.
Pirates of Dark Water is badass, but there's another one. Jade might, or not Jade, Kai might know it. It's a anime of like schoolgirls that took over their mom's marauding or privateer business.
You know what? I might have missed that one.
There's like 5 of them.
On purpose or just
It's actually pretty
No,
good.
I might have gotten lost in the current crop of isekais, or if it was older, I might have missed it due to, the decade of I can't stand same face and walking away for a while because
That's fair.
Fair. It's fair.
No.
Go ahead, Jade, or go ahead, Connell.
I got a question for Baron, if that's cool.
No questions.
All right.
no
Talk
for his
my-
kids.
Did you talk to my agent?
Yes.
Ignore
Did my
the guy
agent? Did my
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
What's your question, Connell? Damn it!
Why this game? What brought you to this game?
Because I wanted to share my love for this game with you guys and everybody else.
Not you sharing this game. You as a person, what drawed you to that table?
Todd said, "Hey, we're gonna play this. Tell me what kind of person you want to play." I told him, and Romeo was born. Yes.
You know who Romeo sounds like?
I'm listening.
Brother Ronaldo.
Okay. Kind of. Except for the fact of his appearance, he has additional dots above what the dots there on the character sheet are in appearance. One, because he's got a really cool kimono. Number 2 is because he rolled so well to seduce one of the goddesses of lust and became her main squeeze.
Please.
Yeah, basically he can go to the heavenly plane anytime he wants to her house. So he pretty much has a door that he can go no matter what door he wants to. He can make it go.
Oh,
So
the fun. Yeah, okay, I know what's going on there. Yeah.
Not wanting to detract from us evaluating and lauding praise on Baron for his choice of game and his execution of Exalted. What is next week's topic? Do we know?
Yes, it is. I happen to be in the calendar. I'm working on some of the stuff. We are in.
I noticed my phone's going fucking crazy every couple of minutes.
Sorry. Narrative versus simulationism. This is one that we put on the table from, I think, January. We pushed back. So that is what we're looking at. I think it's next week. Yes, next week. And actually, yes. Actually, Bruce, your first one is going to be the 9th. I'm sorry.
The 9th? Okay,
Yep.
that gives me another week.
and I'm going to have to move one thing, but that's fine. Because the way that we got out of sync with what the calendar was more than 1 week. No, it was more than 1 week. So it's just because we moved some stuff around, which is not a bad thing. So that's fine.
I'm going to go around the horn and ask anybody final round of thoughts we have, starting with Connell, then going over to Shadow, then up to Kai, and then Bear and G-Rock. Go ahead, Connell. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts on the game? Final thoughts on the game is this. It was a great game. I just wish we had more time.
That's reasonable. That's really reasonable. Anything else you want to add?
I'll wait till what we're doing for the rest of the week. Other than that, I am 5x5.
Okay. Shadow, any final thoughts on your dip into Exalted?
It's what I always say. Play the games you love with the people you love. If this is a game you love, by all means, jump on it. Grab it by the horns and, ride it for all it's worth. Don't let other people, tell you what to play, what to do, ever. Except when I tell you to go to Biggest Geekus and check out Men, because it's absolutely freaking hysterical.
Check out what?
Men by the Red Room. You know the guys.
Yeah.
Miguel and Sylvia helped put this book into the metaverse or the megaverse or the universe, whatever you want to call it. But it is it's pretty funny. I'm just gonna leave it there. Not gonna spoil it. Go out and check it out. It's called Men, and get it before it gets canceled.
It's by the Red Room. It was already canceled. I mean, I like the Red Room a lot.
On drive-through. On drive-through. It might still be available on Biggest Geekus because they seem to have a sense of...
It's going to be available forever on Biggest Geekus. I'm waiting on my...
I'll see you tomorrow, Miguel and Sylvia.
Yeah, I got to go over there because I won a $25 gift card again from Max and whatnot. So yeah, I need to go over there and purchase some more things.
Yeah, I need to do a review of the stuff I've got from there. They're really I've got review material piling up.
Me too. I haven't had a chance to do stuff.
I picked up 5 new games in this month, and it's only like the 15th, 16th, something like that.
Yeah. See that. Chimerian, what are your final thoughts for our dip into Exalted?
Just this is a rabbit hole of a game. The engines are fun, the characters are fun, but if you just want to experience a hilariously weird and bizarre take on everything, just start looking into the terrestrial and celestial compass direction books and all the setting books, and because it's just ideas. There's you can get lost reading about all this weird shit and then just be like, wait, what? Because the fun part of being able to see a mammoth the size of a mountain and a glacier moving around very slowly, or airships, or weird burning sand stuff, attack, birds that will eat you, fish that will eat you, giant shape-shifting whales, cities that are made out of fleets of boats floating on the ocean. This is a bare hint of the stuff you're going to read. This is probably one of the most immersive settings that I'm going to there are other settings out there. They're fun, they're deep, but just for the sheer scale of weirdness that is here, but it's not gonzo weird. This is just a big setting full of fun things. Just take the time, track them down by whatever means you have, buy it, cool. Find it through alternate means, cool. Just read the creativity that's in this setting and have fun with it, because we're barely a quarter on a scratch-off ticket into this setting, and I'm going to have to be sad to just push this off into back to anecdotes that I'm going to draw upon periodically, because I would love to get into, the insanity of Yushan. I would love to get into the insanity of Malpheus, or going to Autoocthon's, the world of Autoocthon. We haven't touched upon the 1,000 shards of alternate worlds. Or just simply where the Scarlet Empress vanished off to, and the impending doom of her eventual possible return. There's so many things to go into, ages to explore, lost treasures to play with. I barely hinted at what the first age can do, the weirdness of the shogunate, and the bizarreness of the Age of Sorrows that we're in now. We didn't touch into the plague, the fairies, and we think, oh, fairies. No, these are crazy demi creatures who exist from outside reality, whose entire goal is to erase reality and return it back to being a formless, shapeless void of endless possibility. All of this is out there, and you could be reading it, you could be enjoying it, and having a great time. If you want to play Conan the Barbarian, you can do that. There's everything, I'm excited for this game, and I'm sad that this is the only treatment we're going to give it, and I'm going to go watch it sail back off into the thing I listened to while on a highway driving down the interstate, going, yep, this is my enjoyment. Yeah. And then looking forward to, I'm going to go play some D&Ds, and then going like, yeah, I'm going to go play me some Pathfinders and some D&Ds. Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, man. I really am, dude.
So if you ever wonder why I get bored really easy of playing Dirt Farmer from Mudville number 12, this is why.
He's gonna fucking hate my session. God damn it. he's gonna hate my session so hard. Join the
What, are we Dirt Farmers on Mudville number 12?
You're from Dirtfield number 12, but you're
Man, has the commissar done wonders and gifted us permission to be off our gulag yet?
You guys are. I'll give you a setup right now. Here's the setup. You've just spent a winter at a dwarven village where the dwarves are waiting for spring to kick your asses out. You are the caravan guards, quite experienced at that,
It's a bunch
and
of
you're hauling a team of 24 donkeys down the Silver Way to bring that silver into civilization.
I think I know how the story ends.
What?
I think I know how the story ends.
Oh my God.
So quite literally, this is my nightmare scenario right here. I love it.
We're going to be testing the ability for you guys to interact with your hirelings and the employees of your firm, the ability for you to interact with the dwarves as tempers are getting short after 5 months of fucking winter, which it doesn't take me long to get to that irrational rage of dealing with winter. I talk about winter and I just feel my teeth, my canines starting to grow. I want to rip fucking skin with my incisors. That's all I want to do. I absolutely cannot stand any thought of shutting down commerce. I hate it. And winter does it to me every fucking year. So I'm moved down here.
So I'm going to have fun being the world's greatest coward humanly possible.
I hope you enjoy what I have for the scenario, but I understand your frustration because everybody and their sister has ran 0 to hero, but they stopped before you got to hero.
Why is it that every GM is like, oh no, they're about to become the best heroes ever, and then we stop playing because, oh no.
It's over.
I disagree with that only because I've been in Jade's campaign where we didn't only become the heroes, we became the big damn heroes.
But here's the thing. Everyone kind of goes, man, my game stops at the point when players might actually become interesting.
Yeah.
Blaine, I really disagree with that mindset. And I want the players to be big damn heroes. I want them to get into domain play. I want a game system that embellishes and envelops that and wraps its arms around it and says, you deserve to be the hero. You also deserve to be given songs in your name. You also deserve to possibly go extra planar.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Most GMs are complete and total spineless shitbags who just kind of hide from the idea of, oh no, my players are starting to actually kick things asses, and I can't find a good way to challenge them anymore. So I guess I'm just going to stop GMing now and we're going to play something new because, oh no, my players can beat up some goblins and some orcs, and I don't know how to run a threat that's not gobos and orcs and a wizard. But now they're starting to actually be tough, and you know what? This is work. I don't want to do this anymore. Gaming is hard.
I don't want that to be the thing. I mean, it's easy to kill dragons. I roll this D20 enough, and if it rolls high enough numbers, I kill it. If it rolls low, I die.
Right.
Okay? But I want a game system that you can do that. You can kill dragons. Fuck, I don't give a shit. You killed fucking dragons. Yeah, you killed dragons, little Jimmy. Timmy, you killed a dragon. Here's your 5,000.
I killed dragons.
But I want the game system to be able to flex and show itself off when you have to pacify hirelings in an intra-party conversation that's about to get nasty, and you prefer to keep your hirelings alive, even if you have to separate them into separate literal camps at the site, so the bard hirelings don't go fuck with the fighter hirelings and like piss in their Wheaties. I want that. I want a system that can actually do well with, having a bard fascinate characters and pacify whole groups. And I want it to be able to be in the background enough to where the players are comfortable to role play and not go for the immediate, I rolled a 37. I rolled a 23. What'd you do? Well, I rolled it. No. Fuckhead. Describe to me what you did.
Well, I rolled dice. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I brought girls over from the Strippers Guild.
I need you to describe, before you manhandle the clickety-clack math rocks, I need you to describe what you did in the scene. You don't have to make a funny voice, but describe to us what you did and how you handled, and then I'll let you roll a die. But you don't roll a die until you have a concrete plan of how you're going to figure this out. Otherwise, we're going to have default mode violence, and you will be out of hirelings, and you've got to figure out how to handle all these donkeys by yourselves.
I think what I'm also wanting that I'm missing is that I don't want to start at 0 anymore, because I want to play a Commissar Kane, goddammit. I don't want to play Recruit Kane and work my way up to Commissar Kane. I want to start as Commissar Kane and then have the world fall apart around me in true Kane fashion.
Okay.
It's like I want to be cool. I've done enough 0 to hero bullshit that I don't want to be at 0 anymore. Well, the parties are figuring out what they're doing with how they're all friends. And we can figure that one out through play. I'm sure if I throw a bunch of 10th level characters, we'll figure out pretty quick how we're actually 10th level characters. And, leaving that nebulous, well, how did you level up from rat fuckers up to, guy who could open up the portal to hell? Well, I mean, sure, we could have some fun with the players going, well, yeah, there was that part. Remember that point when I, blah, 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 exposition, cool story. We've all played enough that if you can't just bullshit your way through a gaming adventure story of like, hey, do you remember back in the past when that point when you fought the four-armed armored demon lich from hell? Yeah, that was a hard adventure. I know. Bob over there got like 3 arms cut off. I only had 2. Yeah, I know. The third glued back on, I got cut off again. I know. Swords are starting to suck that bad. And, you can have fun like this. Like, I want to have just weird shit happen, but when you're just starting with, I'm a pig farmer from Farmsville. Oh no, 3 rats and a kitty cat. We're fucking screwed. Tank, get in the way. Fighter, I'm going to block the 3 cats as they ambush us, and then 2 rats sneak attack me. The wizard is down. The cleric is out of spells because he casted one healing spell. The bard is useless for he sang a note, and the fighter is tired. But we managed to vanquish the 3 cats and the 2 rats. It was an epic and glorious adventure. Now let's all smoke a cigarette and take a nap, because that way we can do this again tomorrow. Fuck.
I'm just saying that I want a game that, you can kill dragons, but it also handles the social bit pretty well, and it encourages more role play. Like what you were just describing, Kai, is something that Max, I know you probably don't get along with Max, or you appreciate Max for the ideas he has, but sometimes his character is a little bit obnoxious, and I can hear that in a lot of people when they talk about listening to Legion of Myth. But I've got to say that he has this thing that he wants to do some paperwork and die rolls. It's going to take 3 minutes for him to do these. And so he will tell the party, I need you to have campfire time. I need you to discuss either planning for tomorrow or what you've done before. And I need you all to kind of get in on this. Make it like, what would you envision this character have done? And how do you see him getting along? Just fucking talk to each other. You're around a campfire. You have a couple ales or beers or whatever, say something. And a lot of people, as passionate as you just got, many gamers I sit with won't ever approach a tenth of that. And that makes me sad. I would much rather have somebody that understands the idea and concept of campfire time or campfire stories while I roll up a random encounter or your events for tomorrow. Give me 3 minutes. I need to do this while you extrapolate as to what's going on. And I think you just hit something just in the round robin here. If Lady says, okay, I'm sold on the fact you need to get Chimerian booked as a guest on InfoWars with Alex to see who has more energy.
Dear God, that'd be hilarious.
I would love that.
Oh, I'm here. I'm Alex Jones, and we've got Chimerian with us today. Chimerian, I hear you took super alpha male prostate and supplement enhancer. How you doing with that?
It's fucking great. Oh, fucking amazing. What are we talking about now? Propaganda, psyops, campaigns being sent to us from alien Chinese lasers from outer space.
No, hot air balloons.
Oh, no. Yeah, missed the Hawaiian green lasers from the Chinese spy satellites that are sitting there cataloging all the ground and the atmospheric conditions so that way they know how to spread their commie gas mind control things that the balloons will be dropping. Haven't you been watching those F-22 Raptors been shooting down balloons? That's because they're stopping the mind gas.
On that note, I think I'm going to start drinking.
Start. Start. This trail ale is about done. I need another refill.
Trust me, if you want slightly, possibly not half cocked, but could be conspiracy theories proven right in 3 weeks, I can throw us off. I can throw you off some pretty Alex Jones, coast to coast AM levels of weirdness right here. I could probably throw you in here, possibly factor in the hexagons on Saturn, or the black hole planet 9. I'm bringing asteroids into this and having that green asteroid that passed by a few weeks ago. That could possibly be some evil ass shit.
Wait, when did this turn into a Shadow Saturday night, like, crazy people talk? Like, seriously, when did this turn into the Saturday night TED Talk from Shadow? What happened?
Hey. The moment Blaney decided to go, I need to be on InfoWars. I listen to this shit all the time while I'm driving. You want some half baked GM plot lines here that make it sound really weird. We want some Delta Green plot lines, or some things that you're gonna play while in a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Oh yeah, we got this stuff.
Man. I step away from the camera for 5 minutes, and you guys steal my show. What the hell?
I'm never on your show, because I'm always busy. But don't worry, I'm listening and watching and coming up with all these great ideas that could be fantastic plot lines. You don't realize it. You might be like, if I ever get a chance to run an SCP, Delta Green game, it's going to be fucking weird.
I would sit down. I would sit down for that.
All right, guys. This is Alex Jones. I'm reporting from West Virginia. We're on the hunt for sheep squatch, and we're gonna find it.
Yes.
So since we're already past the 2-hour mark, and apparently
Look at the time.
Yeah,
I know it's 10 o'clock, and I should have gone to bed like a half hour ago.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I got another show to run.
Fuck.
Okay. So around the horn, Connell, what do you got going on for this week?
Friday, I don't quite know what I got going on, but let's jump over to Saturday. Saturday, I will be hanging out with you and the other motley crew. What the fuck was I just drinking? As we're dealing with consequences of dropping a horrible bag holding into a horrible hole, which is fun. I look forward to that. Then Sunday, I'm going to take you to a very special planet. This planet is called Mars, and they're having a civil war of sorts. And this poor daft bastard of a human just happens to show up.
You watching that one?
Damn hero, where there's going to be white four-armed King Kong fuckers called, I forget what they're called. Four-armed fuckers.
They're called apes. They're called apes.
Are they called apes? Okay. But we're going to be talking about John Carter, yes, on the Sunday Review show. I want you all to come with an open mind and sit down and listen to no, I don't ask for any money, just cigars.
It was a bad movie.
No, with an open
mind.
It
was a great movie.
Hey, it's my turn to talk.
No.
And we're going to be talking about that movie. I will be doing this with Shadow, Gentleman Jack, or Young Gentleman Jack, Omenau, and a few other people who decide to show up. So if you have nothing better to do on Sunday, come hang out with us, and we'll be talking about John Carter. Yes, the Disney movie that came out, a decade ago?
And nobody remembers it.
2012.
Who that?
Wait,
I wanted to, and I was watching this movie, and I'll say this really quick. I just wanted a Skeletor fucker to come out of some snake-looking mountains, and we would have had He-Man.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. What I wanted, but what you can one on one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up first.
So anyway, Thundar is walking along, and he hits his head. He's discovered by this guy with red hair and a big blue coat. He says, "I'm Randor. Come home with me, and I'll make sure you get well." and he introduces him to his wife, Marlena. And Marlena is like, "Oh my God, he's Adam." What? Oh, wait, did I say that? My bad. My bad.
He looks just like his twin sister.
He-Man was part human, wasn't he? I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, Shadow. I know you're going to be doing Quantum next Saturday. What do you got going on up until then? You're doing a show every day.
I do the Quantum show every Saturday after I do the Shadow Chat with our good friend Nathan Allen from the Quantum Show. Go check out his channel, especially if you're into, UFOs, Bigfoot, psychic powers, all that crap. It's a lot of fun. Little Guy and I are hopefully going to do a video in just a few minutes of something we haven't done before, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. If you're into giant stompy robots, this is the thing for you. You just, it's in the name. Shadow and Son, me and my boy doing, father and son gaming related, painting, miniatures, terrain crafting, building stuff out of junk, and, reviewing, the latest thing, So if that's your, that's what you're into, come hang out with us for a while and, watch him make fun of his old man.
He does that quite well.
You should have seen him Tuesday night. He was in rare form Tuesday night.
Make sure you take your son over to Infowars.com supplement shop. He'll be Superman. He'll be an Uber Mitch before you know it.
He's already halfway there. We've been watching your show, Alex, for since he was knee high to a grasshopper.
God, that explains so much.
I've never understood if He-Man was a superhero or if he was just bestowed that power by the power of the sword and Grayskull itself.
Power Grayskull.
Power of Grayskull. Okay.
Yeah.
Guy, you're putting up a lot of work there on the Cimmerian's musings, and aside from getting backlogged on reviews that I need to put out, I'd like to start just reading through that and getting clicks on that, because I think people would hear your words in action and they'd be like, "Oh my God, this guy's expanding the game. Why is he doing that?" I just wanted a simple game. I wanted to open a chest and find a kobold and stab it for 5 experience points, and then the game would be over and I'd get my happy day, and no, Cimmerian, to expand your brain.
No, I just write random stuff down and then have like 3 people go, "That's a good idea," or ask weird questions, and then I piss one person off and make him leave the server because I, made fun of hillbillies, and I'm sorry.
Happens.
That's okay.
I miss Shazar. Not really.
I miss Shadzar because he did have some interesting takes sometime.
Oh no! This was more recently. I managed to piss somebody off and they left the server, and I'm sorry.
You're okay, dude. Okay. Baron G-Rock. You've been doing stuff on Twitch lately.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah, I've been doing a little Minecrafting and a few other things. I think we're going to be. I got to talk with my compatriots and see what our next thing is. I think we were talking about possibly getting in and starting a 7 Days to Die server, playing on that, going and whatnot. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah, I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Have you ever played Conan Exiles?
I have, and a buddy of mine has a server, but I'm not going to spend the money that is required to get all the DLCs to play everything that I need on it. Although I will say, and I'll probably get yelled at and complained about it, but I've also been trying not to hot click and buy the Hogwarts game, because actually it actually looks really good. I'm just saying, from a gameplay standpoint, from a story standpoint, it looks very, very good. I've got actually some of my good friends that have been playing it, and it especially with the way that they have it set up. Literally, you could play that game 2, 3, 4, 5 times and not play the same game twice. And it's not like the unfortunate Star Wars Old Republic type MMO where you can go either light or dark. There's a lot of different shades you can go in within there, from good to evil, and it's actually pretty nice. So yeah, I've been looking at that one also.
I bought it for my daughter.
Yeah,
Everybody I know that started to play it is loving it, and my friend Fat Steven Seagal, he just put a review up of it after he played like 12 hours online. He absolutely recommended it. It's in his must-buy category. I'm not going to see that for a while, if ever, because I'm still playing through Doom 2016, and I'm hell-bent on beating all the maps at 100% before I go to the next map. So I'm kind of got my work cut out. Even though it's only a game with like 16 levels or 13 levels, I really am dedicated to completing each map in order, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. That and World of Warships just added British submarines.
Yes. Cancer that floats and dives.
We're having biscuits. God damn it. Okay, so next week we're going to go on the topic of simulationist versus gaming, which is going to be pretty interesting as it leads up into the game sessions that I'll be running on the 9th of February. And we'll do 2 sessions of experimental game system that I've been toying with, dallying with, and we'll see how the group Tablebreakers really enjoys it. But next week, Tablebreakers will be going on simulationist versus game, which is an interesting conversation, and I can't wait to hear everybody's take on it, because that might be a one session, one and done, or it might be something where like Kai absorbs like 5 hours of material and he spews it out rapidly at us. Take notes, kids.
I never do that.
Much.
From all of us here at Tablebreakers, thank you so much. You only have so much time to spend with people every week. And for you to spend any amount of time with us, if you were here at the start of it, if you're watching this at the very end, or if you're watching this after we've recorded it and shoved it onto the internet for replay, we really appreciate you spending the time here. Thank you again, Hungar the Starvarian. Please, everybody, if you have a spare moment, give a few moments of peace and positivity to our friend Hungar. We want him to triumph over the trials he's going through medically, along with anybody else you have special to you in your life. We hope you do the same.
God bless everyone.